A'ja Wilson is in the heart of controversy as the WNBA expansion draft drama plays out, while fans are left wondering if the NFL is experiencing a seismic power shift as a result of Clark's stunning advertising.
New tonight, Hawkeye star Caitlyn Clark taking over Times Square. Take a look. This Nike billboard honors the all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader. It features the caption, "This was never a long shot."
In addition to Caitlyn Clark's growing fame, the current media flurry surrounding her during the expansion draft has garnered a lot of attention due to A'ja Wilson's conspicuous absence from these conversations. Clark has quickly become a marketing sensation thanks to her exceptional shooting range and captivating demeanor on the court.
When you're talking about GOATs of the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top 3. Like, that's my goal, is like, I want something like, when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W, I want my name to be on it.
Her name and face were featured in social media ads and promotional campaigns, seemingly in an attempt to establish her as the future face of women's basketball. This widespread exposure has spurred discussions regarding the changing dynamics of marketability in the WNBA, especially in comparison to someone as successful as Wilson.
We knew Caitlyn Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. 2 of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
Two-time WNBA MVP and finals star A'ja Wilson, despite her extensive career, MVP has been a dominant force in the league and a key factor in its recent success. Her relative lack of presence in marketing activities related to the expansion draft, despite her charisma and demonstrated leadership, raises questions.
Being Finals MVP, WNBA MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. I guess this is supposed to show her personality. I guess her on time, and then another bestseller on time. Here's the other thing that came up. So it said Kate Martin outselling lead MVP A'ja Wilson in merch sales is insane. If you're looking at the merch sales, the top selling person is no surprise Caitlyn Clark. Behind her, Angel Reese, then Sabrina, and then Kate Martin.
I think this is meant to demonstrate her personality. Champion Finals MVP, WNBA MVP Defensive Player of the Year. I suppose she arrived on time. And then another bestseller arrived on time. This is what else happened. So it said Kay Martin surpasses the lead MVP in sales. A'ja Wilson is crazy when it comes to merchandise sales, and it should come as no surprise that she is the top seller. Wilson herself is unwavering in her conviction that she is equally, if not more, marketable than the younger Clark, and she has every reason to believe so. Caitlyn Clark is the woman behind her Angel Reese, Sabrina, and Kate Martin. Wilson is adored for her open attitude, desire to confront social concerns, and sincere connection to fans. Her resume features an exceptional blend of off-court relatability and on-court accolades. A natural desire to highlight rising stars in order to appeal to new audiences may be one of the reasons for the difference and visibility throughout the draft season.
Caitlyn Clark and A'ja Wilson is annoyed by how the league grew. I'm baffled. I mean, they went from a $60 million television contract to a $260 million a year television contract, and these players are mad.
Clark's quick ascent and her ties to a collegiate basketball fan base that made the move to the professional ranks may account for her supremacy in advertising narratives. Furthermore, her brand can be effortlessly condensed into an engaging narrative. A vibrant young player who has a flair for the spectacular is changing the game. Wilson, on the other hand, is a more well-known organization that has demonstrated excellence over novelty. This consistency may not be in line with the media's desire for new stories.
And we know why the ratings have went up quite a bit. Caitlyn Clark, all right? Plain and simple, all-time greatest college player comes out, goes into the WNBA, ratings skyrocket, revenue skyrocket, and attendance skyrockets.
However, Wilson's assertion that she is marketable should be taken seriously, since she exemplifies the traits that make the WNBA so enticing, such as tenacity and sincerity. Her steady success and ability to captivate audiences are evidence of her ongoing appeal. If the marketing machine ignores her now, it may miss the opportunity to recognize a multifaceted personality whose influence extends far beyond the court. In essence, the shift in Clark and Wilson's positioning highlights larger dynamics in sports marketing, It's not only about talent, it's also about timing narrative and public perception. But don't get me wrong, Wilson's star power is still as strong as ever. The world of sports is about more than just an athlete's success on the field or court. It's also about the impact they have off it.
Individually, like I want to be up there in that category.
You on your way, being a champion already, only 26. Y'all got firepower now, MVP, two times. She got the defensive player of the year. She's a gold medalist.
Yeah.
She's got her own statue at 26. They do that when you like 50,
Come on, you gotta fight.
50, 60.
Crazy.
You don't feel none of the pressure though? No bullshit. You on like some LeBron shit with what you accomplished at such an early age. You're on pace to really break a ton of records. No pressure.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
This is like my life. I love it. I love to hoop. Just putting the ball in the basket is real.
The basketball community recently paid attention to WNBA superstar A'ja Wilson's audacious decision to increase her speaking engagement price to $110,000, surpassing Caitlyn Clark's previously a hefty price tag of $100,000. Wilson's self-esteem, bolstered by her recent accomplishments and conviction in her unequaled influence, served as the foundation for her choice. A'ja Wilson, the two-time league champion and reigning WNBA MVP, has continuously shown her supremacy in professional basketball. Her skill and leadership have propelled her team, the Las Vegas Aces, to previously unheard-of heights. But Wilson's impact goes well beyond basketball. By raising her speaking price above Clark's, she has become a cultural icon, a voice for excellence, and an inspiration to countless young athletes. Wilson is asserting that her high value is justified by her honors, accomplishments to the sport, and cultural resonance.
A fan posted a screenshot of an article claiming that the reigning WNBA MVP charged $110,000 for her speaking engagement. However, fans were not pleased with the comparison and flamed A'ja Wilson's in the comment section, dog. Now let's see.
However, even a $10,000 difference might represent a deeper message in a market where perception counts. Wilson's action goes beyond simple economic considerations. It's about spearheading the movement for female athletes to assert their status as significant personalities whose viewpoints and experiences are priceless. However, even with that increase in active speaking fees, it ignores the reality that Clark now brings in more money and publicity for the WNBA than A'ja Wilson did at her age. The discussion goes beyond market demand to highlight the divergent fan bases and journeys of the two players. Wilson's fans highlight her WNBA legacy, pointing out that her shoe signifies a long overdue recognition of women's professional basketball and the league stars. Conversely, Clark's admirers highlight her quick ascent, youthful appeal, and crossover potential. The dispute around this is a reflection of the increasing influence of female basketball supporters. The passionate conversations emphasize the extent to which fans' devotion to their favorite players extends beyond the games to their branding, endorsements, and cultural influence is evidence of the progress women's basketball has made in capturing the public's interest and taking center stage in discussions that were previously dominated by men's sports.
And just clapping. Like, it was literally just clapping and then just a picture of her below. And I'm not joking when I say this. It's one of their most viewed TikToks and has 2 million views and 100k likes in one day.
While excitement for A'ja grows, a surprise conflict has arisen among basketball fans, particularly the ardent Caitlyn Clark supporters, over Wilson's debut Nike signature shoe, which is scheduled to launch next year. Wilson, a WNBA MVP and established superstar, is unquestionably deserving of her own sneaker line. According to her ardent fanbase, Clark's next Nike release will significantly surpass Wilson's in terms of demand and sales. More than just shoe drops are highlighted by the brewing sneaker rivalry, which also highlights the changing dynamics in the women's basketball world. Clark's quick ascent to fame has been nothing short of revolutionary. She is renowned for her deep three-point shooting, fiery personality, and capacity to fill arenas. Her fans, who have watched her break records and spark a social media frenzy, have made her a cultural icon outside of the college basketball scene. Frenzy is certain that her signature sneaker would sell out as soon as it was put on the shelves. They contend that Clark sneakers are positioned as a necessary cultural object rather than merely sporting gear due to its widespread appeal, especially among younger audiences and casual basketball fans.
The thing about A'ja Wilson, outside of the fact that she cannot possibly have the same 24 hours as the rest of us, she loves catching us off guard and like dropping things and just going about her day. In case you haven't seen it yet, this is A'ja's new signature logo, because of course she has a shoe.
However, despite her accolades and her position as the face of the Las Vegas AC's success, A'ja Wilson has come under fire for having a commercial appeal that falls short of Clark's buzz. Fans argue that Nike's choice to give Wilson's shoe release priority reflects antiquated ideas of the WNBA hierarchy and that the company may have missed a chance to profit from Clark's smoldering popularity. The argument isn't just about who gets their shoe first. It's also about what this means for Nike and the WNBA's basketball marketing going forward. The difficulty is striking a balance between legacy players like Wilson and trailblazing figures like Clark so that both get the recognition they merit without offending fans.
Female basketball player in the world has got a signature shoe with Nike coming in the year of 2025, and it's likely Caitlyn Clark is probably going to have a signature shoe coming in the same year, which means there is a chance there are going to be 3 signature shoes from Nike for WNBA players, which is crazy.
Few athletes in the sports world today have captivated the public's attention and garnered a loyal fan base like Caitlyn Clark, with her incredible during the recent WNBA expansion draft. Clark's unmistakable presence dominated the commercial breaks, exemplifying the Caitlyn Clark effect and igniting conversations about her relationship with the league. It seems the WNBA is starting to recognize the immense value she brings to the sport and hopefully laying the groundwork for a more mutually beneficial partnership. Her talent, electrifying performances, and magnetic presence have not only elevated her own career, but also ignited a wave of excitement for women's basketball. Being the face of Iowa's program and a collegiate basketball phenomenon, the WNBA's decision to extensively highlight Clark in its advertising efforts during such a significant event is no coincidence. From her trademark long-range shots to her fierce competitiveness, Clark has continuously demonstrated that she is more than just a star player. She is a cultural phenomenon. She has been compared to legendary athletes in a variety of sports, making her well-known even before she entered the professional ranks. Her appearances in these advertisements sent a strong message. Basketball's future depends on Caitlyn Clark, and the WNBA plans to take advantage of her fame.
Caitlyn Clark is the only reason at all anyone gives 2 craps about the WNBA. Caitlyn Clark is carrying that entire league on her back. She's the reason they are starting to fly private when they should be realistically on a bus like a JV high school.
This abrupt highlighting Clark during the expansion draft seems to represent a change in the WNBA's approach to its relationship with its stars, especially Clark. Earlier this year, fans expressed annoyance over what they saw as the league's mishandled treatment of her despite her widespread praise. For example, when Clark appeared on the cover of a promotional campaign related to the WNBA, many felt the league could have done more to highlight her as a generational talent deserving of special recognition.
I think the WNBA narrative right now is Caitlyn Clark, and I think that's a good narrative, but it's also not the only narrative. Caitlyn is an amazing generational talent, and she's going to do amazing things.
The advertisements might mark the start of a new era, indicating that the league is at last coordinating its marketing plans with Clark's unmistakable star power. More than just clever marketing, Clark's inclusion in such a prominent event is evidence of the revolutionary influence she is already having on women's basketball. When fans discuss the Caitlyn Clark effect, they are referring to her capacity to attract fresh perspectives to the game, whether they be young girls hoping to follow in her footsteps. Either casual viewers enthralled by her charisma or seasoned basketball enthusiasts mesmerized by her skills. By showcasing her in commercials during an event as symbolic as the expansion draft, the WNBA is recognizing her unmatched influence. Her games at Iowa regularly broke attendance records and drew impressive TV ratings, highlighting her unique ability to create excitement on a massive scale.
This moment in the game really sums up Caitlyn Clark's treatment and how other teams have been guarding her, face guarding her, double teaming her, guarding her 94 feet. This girl forgot that she even had one more free throw to shoot, and that's the Caitlyn Clark effect.
However, Will the WNBA be able to sustain this momentum? And what does this mean for Clark's future? Many of her ardent fans hope that this marks the start of a bigger initiative to recognize not just Clark, but also the league's top players. Whether it's through marketing campaigns, player promotions, or game exposure, the way the NBA handles Clark will undoubtedly serve as a barometer for how it plans to use its players. If the league is serious about welcoming the true MVP, as many call her, it must continue to emphasize authentic storytelling that showcases her brilliance and enriches the game overall. Her presence alone is evidence that athletes can break down traditional barriers, drawing fans from a variety of demographics and motivating them to participate in the sport by showcasing her in their campaigns. Clark's charisma also presents the WNBA with a chance to reinvent how it markets itself, as she symbolizes a new era in which women's sports are no longer niche, but essential to the larger sports conversation. In addition to increasing its immediate popularity, the WNBA establishes a standard for raising the profile of other up-and-coming stars.
I think it was important to get to know her off the court because I do think that, connections, getting to know people really play a part in the success of teams. And it's really awesome to get to know her as well because, she's a great person, but you have all these expectations put on her and our team has put on her and fans have put on her. So to see her kind of be so mature in that transition, it's been really awesome. And I'm just really proud to, have her on the team, and it's been exciting.
To truly embrace the Caitlyn Clark effect, the WNBA should make sure that its players, including Clark, are given platforms commensurate with their enormous contributions to the game. Whether through lucrative endorsement deals, prime time scheduling, or creative fan engagement strategies, the league has the opportunity to establish itself as a major force in professional sports. The WNBA has taken an encouraging first step by showcasing Clark at a high-profile event, but the work is far from done. Her supporters and those interested in the development of women's basketball will be closely monitoring whether this newfound attention translates into significant investment for the time being. Her appearance on the WNBA cover and the advertisements point to a positive change. Acknowledgement of her exceptional worth as a player and game ambassador.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlyn Clark. Y'all petty.
However, Caitlyn Clark is more than just a famous athlete. She is a representation of what can happen when talent and chance collide. The NBA's readiness to accept her as its face will not only influence her career, but also redefine the storyline of women's athletics. Is A'ja Wilson's spotlight beginning to fade in the wake of Clark's explosive ascent? If the league keeps recognizing her accomplishments and elevating her voice, it might solidify her position as the true MVP on and off the court. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe in the space provided below. There are now more movies available,